So it's been 5 months since January 7th and January 8th, the Palisades fire, and going through, as many of you have been following, the traumatic, I guess would be the way to describe it, experience of watching my family home burn down and everything that we have been navigating since that moment. Crazy how fast time is going by. And I just want to share with all of you on a personal level that the last 5 months I've had this growing pull, maybe is the best way to describe it. Like, it really is an emotional calling and this nonstop conversation in my own head of how can I show up and serve and contribute in my own way. And I just wanted to take a minute and share with all of you an idea and a next step that I plan on taking and sharing in this journey. Before I get to that, I will say, no, I haven't found the truck. The truck did not show back up. I don't think the truck is coming back. For right now, I am a professional Uber. Waymos are my best friend, and I'll keep you posted. But all kidding aside, it's interesting. There's a lot of challenges, obviously, in the season we're in. There's a lot of weight to it. There's a lot of unknown. There's a lot of decisions still to be made. There's a lot of real issues, emotional, as well as very just practical, that we're having to figure out. And that's not just me and my family. It's still so many families here in the Pacific Palisades and the LA area. But I gotta say that, one of the unexpected gifts kind of rising from the ashes of this experience has to be so many new connections, even more than connections, relationships, I'd even say friendships, that I have found, that I know I never would have developed had it not been through this crazy, shared, messed up circumstance and situation. And it's just interesting how loss has this fascinating ability to connect us at such a deep and real level, maybe even more so than anything else I've ever experienced in my life. And how even in loss, there is so much we can gain in community and in support, in relationships, in togetherness. So I just wanted to take a minute and let all of you know that I'm going to start recording and sharing some of these candid, raw, just real conversations that I'm having with some amazing humans here in and around the Pacific Palisades community. It's something that I feel is going to help kind of go beyond the headlines. Look, I'm well aware that the news cycles have beyond moved on from what has been the devastation, in our area. But I think there's so many stories and so many things we're navigating and so many insights and lessons that we are learning in the real time that I want to just keep shining a light on some of these stories and some of these conversations. They're not going to be polished interviews. It's not going to be, high productions, just giving everybody around the world a glimpse into what is still the real reality here in Pacific Palisades and what's going to be the long road of recovery and rebuilding ahead. And I just really believe that in the challenges we're navigating today, the answers are going to be found inside the community, the people closest to the fire, where not one of us has to have the answers, but all of us coming together can solve and figure out the next steps forward. And I think these conversations are going to help highlight something I'm really learning on how healing is a journey. And it's a journey that we don't have to go alone. And there's some strange way we can find comfort in listening to how people are approaching what they're facing, decisions they're making that can shift a perspective and show us another way forward together. I think it also dances on insight into kind of what real leadership looks like when you're navigating hard times. And not leadership by like title or position, but leadership by the real sense of what it means to lead a community or have to lead your family, or starting with just leading yourself. And this conversation is not just about like rebuilding homes. It's really about rebuilding hope. And it has to begin there. And so I'll let you know the first conversation I'm going to be sharing is going to be introducing all of you to Andrew Mott. And while you might not know that name yet, for those of you that have been following, you do know his story, because he was the first firefighter that stopped when I ran outside of my house that day on January 8th and decided to take a complete stand to do everything he possibly could with the team that he was able to bring in to try to save my home that day. And this is going to be the first time since that moment that we have been face to face. And he's going to share his perspective, not just of our shared experience in and around my family's story, but as a first responder, being up there for days, that I know is going to be impactful and touching and healing in so many ways. And yes, while these conversations are inspired by and will be focused on those kind of in and around the Palisades community and kind of the broader California rebuild efforts that need to happen here, I really think it's about something more. I think they're going to give insight for all of us when it comes to our own journeys, loss, and navigating hard times, and what recovery and resilience and rebuilding can really look like when you have just the awesome power of the human spirit that comes together. I read an article in the LA Times that attempted to quantify the losses of the LA wildfires, and they're estimating the financial losses of these wildfires to be in excess of 250 billion with a B, which would make it one of the costliest natural disasters in US history. And it made me think that if this is one of the costliest natural disasters in US history, well, then that means this will be one of the greatest rebuilds in US history. And so I just wanted to let all of you know it'll be a next step I'm feeling called to do. And I invite all of you to follow along and share with anyone you ever know that has navigated any sort of loss or hard time and has just had the belief and the courage to keep going. Because I do believe that with enough attention, you can create pressure. And in the world we live in today, enough public pressure, you can create accountability and drive change. And we all can be part of that change. And lastly, I just want to say a continued thank you to all of you that have shown support to me, my family, in so many ways over the last 5 months. All of the love, the prayers, the energy it's received, it matters, it makes a difference, and you'll never really truly know just how much. So thank you. I'm excited about this next step. I hope you follow along, because together we rise, story by story, step by step, brick by brick.